Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us online for DXN Holdings Bar's IPO retail briefing. Now, we are absolutely thrilled to have all of you here, whether you are tuning in from your home, office, or on the go. I'm Billy Teoh, investment advisor with CGS-CIMB Securities, and I'll be your moderator for this session. Now, for those of you who do not know, DXN is principally involved in the sales of health-oriented and wellness consumer products through a direct selling model. DXN direct selling network consists of its members, including stockists and external distribution agencies, who exclusively carries products to on-sell and distribute to other members and end consumers. Now, in just a bit of history, this listing will also mark the return of DXN into the main market since the privatization of the company back in 2011. Now, for those of you who do not know, the company is also under Sharia compliance, so it will be suitable for those of you who are looking for Sharia stocks. Now, with us here today, we have two extraordinary leaders from the company, Mr. Teoh Ching, the CEO of the company, and Mr. Teoh Yong, the Group Financial Controller. They'll be sharing some valuable insights about DXN's growth, financials, risks, future plans, and stuff that you will want to know. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. And if you have any questions to ask, feel free to type in the chat box and we will get back to you after the presentation. I'm quite sure it'll be an interesting session for today. Now, without further much ado, we will start with a corporate video. After that, I'll pass the time to the DXN team.
Good morning, DXN. Welcome to DXN. The global health-oriented and wellness company started its journey in Jitra, a small town in Kedah, Malaysia in 1995. DXN today has more than 3,000 employees. DXN invests in research and development for the development of our health-oriented and wellness products. DXN has a vast global presence and has continued to show strong growth since it commenced operations in 1995. Owned by none other than DXNLA Xiao Jin, he has been a strong proponent in promoting the benefits of Ganoderma on human health. With about 30 years of business excellence in health-oriented and wellness products through direct selling, DXN's primary business focus is in the manufacturing, marketing and distribution of Ganoderma, or commonly known as Lingxi or Reishi products. Listed on Bursa Malaysia in 2003 and taken private in 2011, DXN has more than 75 sales branches worldwide servicing more than 14 million registered distributors. DXN manufactures more than 300 product SKUs which are distributed to more than 180 countries worldwide. The One Dragon business concept integrates our operations under our own eco-valley for cost efficiency and economies of scale. Believing in the One World One Market concept, DXNLA has firmly placed DXN's footprint in the global marketplace. Focusing on what we do with one mind, we ensure sustainability of our core business. The tropical climate in northern Malaysia provides the most ideal environment for Ganoderma cultivation. DXNLA enriches lives by helping more people getting acquainted with and enjoying the benefits of this herb, which we believe improves body functions and has antioxidant properties. Freshly cut Ganoderma is processed as a raw ingredient for a myriad of products at our facilities. Ganoderma is the base ingredient in the production of dietary and health-oriented supplements that are in compliance with international standards. Supplements and pharmaceutical products are produced under stringent processes in our GMP pharmaceutical manufacturing facilities. Our manufacturing facilities were built for stringent international standard production processes. Headquartered in Malaysia, DXN has 6 cultivation facilities and established 10 manufacturing facilities around the globe to cater for the demand of our products and to ensure quick delivery. Spirulina is a natural form of algae believed to be one of the oldest life forms on Earth, bursting with a potent source of nutrients. Since DXN's inception, we have ventured into large-scale spirulina cultivation and processing. With DXN's know-how and knowledge, we expanded our business to China and built a spirulina farm in Ningxia, China. The processing, blending, and packing of DXN Ganoderma coffee is carried out under stringent quality controls to produce a high-quality coffee product range. Keeping abreast with current trends, DXN has established a strong advanced IT backbone for its global business growth. Efficient supply chain management enables fast turnaround and on-time delivery for our distributors and agents around the globe. DXN products are exported worldwide via air cargo and also sea cargo. Besides health-oriented and wellness products, DXN believes in the rejuvenation of the body, mind and spirit. DXN Cyberville is a wellness and retreat center with 150 Soho suite rooms. For a healthy mind, head over to Boulder Valley Glamping in Penang, a lifestyle resort owned by DXN for a retreat that will rejuvenate, invigorate, and bring you closer to nature. Seeing is believing. Global achievement in health, wealth and happiness. DXN promotes health and wellness through its product offering. DXN produces high-quality health-oriented and wellness products for the global market. DXN has improved lives around the world with our member bonus and reward system and a business philosophy that has given our members greater financial independence. DXN, one world. One market.
Okay, just a quick one. Very good evening, everyone. I'm Shuin from Image Jiwa. We thought before we run through the business overview as well as financial highlights, we'll give a brief run through on the indicative offering summary. So just for everyone's understanding, the selling shareholders for DXN's IPO is LSJ Global Sendian Berhad and Gano Global Supplements Private Limited. The offering type will be an initial public offering on the main market of Bursa Malaysia Securities Berhad. In terms of the indicative offering size, there will be a total of 932.7 million IPO shares, representing 18.7% of the enlarged issued ordinary shares in DXN. Out of this 932.7 million, 160 million shares are under the retail offering. In terms of the use of proceeds, DXN will use the IPO proceeds for the repayment of bank borrowings, defray fees and expenses related to the IPO and listing, as well as working capital. There's also a moratorium of 6 months on both the selling share, LSJ Global Sendian Berhad, Datuk Lim Xiao Jin and Datin Leong Biling, and also a 6 months lockup on the company and selling shareholders. And as Billy mentioned earlier, DXN is also Shara compliant. Moving on to the following page is just an illustrative shareholding structure post-IPO. So if you move on to the following page, just a brief run through on the indicative timeline. So we launched our prospectus on the 28th of April last Friday, and that's when the retail offering began. In terms of the closing of the retail offering, it will be next Tuesday, the 9th of May 2023. On the 10th of May is the price determination date. The allotment of shares will be made on the 18th of May 2023, and our listing is on the 19th of May, which is a Friday, about 2.5 weeks from now. So without further ado, I will just move on to the business overview. I'll pass it on to Ching and TY to take over. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Sue, and good evening to everyone. Thanks for joining us for this sharing. So let me take you through on the overview of the business. As you can see here, as mentioned earlier, DXN is a global health-oriented and wellness direct selling company, supported by its vertically integrated production facilities, right from research and development, cultivation, manufacturing, and distributions. As a result, we have introduced a broad portfolio and established a global distribution network throughout the world. So our company was incorporated in 1993 and started operation in 1995. By now, we have gone into 48 countries throughout the world. It's good to share with you that the company was listed in the main market of KL's stock exchange way back in 2003. However, the company was delisted or privatized in year 2011. The reason being to dispose of the non-core business in tour and land development in order for a company to be focused on its core business of direct selling. And from year 2011 to 2022, you can see from here, the revenue has increased by 345% with a CAGR of 14.5%. And over the years, we have opened up another 14 new markets on top of the existing 35 markets. At the same time, we also have expanded into another 14 production facilities, 12 production facilities on top of the 6 available, making up to 18 with another 3 in the pipeline in 5 countries. At the same time, in recent years, we have also invested in lifestyle product. Our Cyberview as a retreat center and recreation center, Cyberview at Cyberjaya, Malaysia, and another one is the Border Valley as a forest resort in Penang, Malaysia as well. So these are some of our key highlights, or rather our competitive edge. If you look at the members, as at now, at the LPD 31st March 2023, we have got 14.9 million members, or rather 15 million, and active member at 3.7 million. Despite COVID-19, we have achieved fast rate of growth in terms of members recruitment from 10.6 million to 14.3 million, a CAGR of 16.5%. And the active members has also increased from 3.2 million to 4.5 million, a CAGR of 18.5%. And if you look at the active members breakdown, as can be shown here for year 31st March 2023, our largest country having the most number of active member is Middle East, 22.1%. Next is India, 16.8%, and the third is 12.4%, Peru. And in terms of revenue breakdown, the highest contributors, of course, go to Peru, 25.8%. The second one is Bolivia, 13.5%, and the third one is Mexico, 11.7%. And we have a broad product portfolio of 452 SKU, of which 337 SKU were manufactured in-house, contributing to 90.9% of the overall revenue. And our products are divided into 4 main categories as seen here: fortified food and beverage, FFB, contributing 64.3% of the gross revenue, health dietary supplement, HDS, at 24.6%, and the next is personal care and cosmetic, PCC, at 6.8%, and the rest go to others. And we also practice a vertically integrated production facilities. Right now we have 2 operating research and development center, 6 cultivation or farm with 1 in the pipeline, and manufacturing we have 10 operating with another 2 in the pipeline. meaning to say 18 in operation plus 3 in the pipeline, totaling 21. And we have a very sustainable direct selling model with the one world, one market platform. Our company enable our members to recruit their downline or members throughout the world. And we have only one unified marketing plan, which allow our members to recruit members from any part of the world. And if any of their downline were to buy the product of DXN, this upline will earn a bonus. This is very different from many companies, which are only restricted to one particular jurisdiction. And we have achieved very good track record of positive growth and cash generation, as can be reflected here. Despite COVID-19, the CAGR for the past 3 years in revenue increased by 6.1% from 1,105,000,000 ringgit to 1,243,000,000. And up to the LPD of 8 months, October, you can see it has surged even faster at 31.5%. The same trend goes to the EBITDA, always maintained around 30% and above. And the CAGR for the past 3 years was 4.1%. For the most recent 8 months at 25.2% increase. And EBITDA, PATAMI at around 20%. And we have a very strong operating cash flow to EBITDA, as high as 83.1%, even though at the most recent period is 61.1%. It's a very high percentage of operating cash flow to EBITDA. And we have a robust IT system, and we have our in-house IT consisting of 89 programmers and analysts. And in the front end, we have our own IT system and application to support the market with the eWorld web, the personal website, and the ePoint. And at the back end, we have come up with our internal control IT system consisting of the online billing system, OBS, centralized bonus processing system, CPS, enterprise resources planning, ERP, and accounting centralized information system, ACIS. All these are synchronized and integrated to streamline our function and operation throughout the world. And we have a strong and experienced chairman or CEO or founder-led management team. This team having an average of 22 years of experience in the industry, and none of them have not joined DXN of less than 15 years. Some of them are even more than 20 years, as long as 25 years. And let us look at the future and growth of DXN. Is highly visible, underpinned by a few important drivers. The first is our continuous expansion into new market and existing market. As you can see here, we have a scalable business model to penetrate and duplicate the system into the existing 48 countries. And at the same time, on the pipeline of 5 countries will be opened up. Argentina and Brazil will be opened up by end of this year, and the other 3 North African countries will be opened up by next year. And we are on the continuous launching of new products and research and development. And two on the pipeline will be our tea variants fortified with active ingredients, including our lingzi, of course, and also lion's mane and cordyceps. And another very important new series is the carbonated beverage, which have not been launched by any direct selling ever. And we will be the first to start. And we have also invested in lifestyle project, Cyberville, located in Malaysia, and Border Valley for the engagement with our members, for them to be recognized and motivated to enjoy the lifestyle with DXN. Our supply chain continuous expansion, though we have 18 right now, 3 more are in the pipeline. One is in cultivation, located in China, and another 2 manufacturing, one in China and one in India, therefore making up of 21 of them, in order to capitalize on the various advantages as can be seen here on the scale of economy, to control our supply chain, as well as to be cost efficient, and in order to take advantage of the regulatory compliance on localizations of our production facilities at our strategic major markets. And of course, we'll keep on enhancing our IT system. In the front end, we of course make full use of the potential social media to drive our penetration. At the same time, we'll streamline our supply chain management platform to integrate and synchronize our internal application and system. And to engage with our member, we come up with member portal enhancement. And for the financial overview, I would like to pass to my colleague, TY, please.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I hope you can hear me. So, Hanjin, you will help me to navigate the slides. So, let's look at the key financial metrics from DXN. Firstly, we look at the revenue. So, we can see that from 2020 to 2021, DXN has achieved the CAGR of the revenue by 6.1%. Bear in mind that the financial year end in DXN is ended February. So actually, why FYE 2021 our revenue was reduced by 5%? That was mainly due to the COVID-19. Okay. So when we say FYE 2021, it means that this is March 2020 until February 2021. So during that period, we are facing those lockdowns and also difficulties in the shipment, etc. Okay, but post this COVID-19, we can see that our revenue has picking up again. Okay. So during this COVID-19 period, we do experience some what I call sluggishness in the sales, and the management has taken the active decisions to launch a promotional program we call 10% redemption program, and that program actually motivate our members to keep on buying the products again. So at the end, the sales only dropped by 5%. But if let's say you compare to the EBITDA and the PATMI, from 2021 to 2020 to 2021, we what we call experience bigger drops in the percentage, okay, of the EBITDA and the PATMI, mainly due to that promotion program actually causes some additional costs to pay for this program as well. Okay. But nevertheless, after the COVID, we can see that our sales has bounced back. Especially if let's say you look at the financial period ended 31st October 2022. Okay, so this is the from March 2022 to October 2022. Our sales has picked up by 31.5%. Okay, and then likewise our EBITDA and PATAMI also pick up at a very great percentage as well. So this is the financial, what is called the revenue, EBITDA, and the PATAMI. Next, if let's say we want to analyze our revenue breakdown, okay, our main products consist of three main categories. One is fortified food and beverages. The other, secondly, is health and dietary supplements, and thirdly is the personal care products and cosmetics. So from here, we can see that our sales structure throughout the past many years are more or less the same. Okay, 60% sales revenue are generated from the FFB, and then 20% come from this HDS, and then about 6 to 7% come from the PCC, and then the rest contribute for the rest. And if let's say we want to analyze our revenue by geographical region, Peru, Bolivia, and Mexico, these are the three countries that contribute the most. Okay, followed by India, Morocco, Malaysia, etc. Okay, over here, one special region that I want to highlight is for Middle East. Okay, you see, out of this top 10 market, okay, Middle East is the only one that we appoint the external distribution agency. Okay, and the sales to Middle East, actually we sell at the what they call cost price, where they have to bear a lot of expenses by their own. Okay, so even though the percentage what they call the revenue that we capture here seems a bit lower, but if let's say we compare the actual sales by the distributor price, it is higher than this. And at the below of the slides, you can see the revenue driver. This one just now Han Jin already mentioned. These active members is our key revenue driver. Okay, so every year we will compute the active member from the beginning of the year until the end of the year, and then at the beginning again we will knock off those inactive members. So that's why when you cross this January of every year, okay, we will knock off those inactive members, and then until 31st March 2023, okay, our active members are hit at 3.7 million, and this number will keep on increasing. But if let's say we look at the history from 2020 until 2022, for the whole year, our CAGR achieved at 18.1%. This is a very encouraging figure for us. Next, let's look at the key cost item. Okay, over here, the key cost item that we mentioned here are the other expenses, raw material use, employee benefits, depreciation, and tax expenses. Over here, I want to highlight is that our costs that we spend, okay, majority contribute to these other expenses. And out of these other expenses, okay, if we look at the slide at the right top, okay, 80% of the other expenses is actually contribute to this marketing, selling, and distribution expenses. And out of this, okay, majority of them is the reward that we pay back to our members as their bonus, okay, based on their sales performance, and also the commissions that we pay to our service centers. So this is the main structure that we have in DXN. We don't spend much on the advertisement, but we rather reward our members with a good rewarding scheme. So in terms of the reward over the revenue is about 30%. Okay, and the rest of the costs are pretty much in line with our revenue as well. So I will not highlight in detail. Next, we look at the capital expenditure. So over the past 3 years, you can see that these are the capital expenditure that we spend. Okay, and majority of the capex that we spend are on this cultivation and manufacturing facilities. Okay, so like Hanchi mentioned before, currently we already have all these facilities in Malaysia, China, India, Indonesia, and Mexico. Okay, and then 1 cultivation and 2 manufacturing facilities are in the pipeline. Okay, next. So in terms of our dividend policy, we target to pay out a ratio of 30 to 50% of our profit. Okay, and based on our past record, we able to achieve this because DXN is we will consider ourselves as a cash-rich company because majority of our sales are on cash terms. Okay, so I think that's all I want to present. Pass back to you, Hanchin.
Yeah, thank you very much, TY. So shall we open up to the floor for Q&A?
Yep, thank you for a very interesting presentation. Very good margin, very good cash flow, very good overview of the company. All right, we have quite a bit of questions already coming in. So let's just start with the first one. Like I think Francis is asking, what is the rationale for DXN, having been listed in Bursa and then being taken privately and now applying for the relisting as IPO? Maybe you can just start by this so that people can get an overview of what the objective or what the direction is for the company.
Yeah, thank you for the question. I think we get delisted in 2011. As I've mentioned earlier, the main core reason is to focus on direct selling business by disposing of the non-core business. So over the years, you have also seen the growth. And because of all this growth, by today, we have high visibility of our future growth. And that's the reason why we go for listing, is to profile and to enhance the PR of the company. Not so much of raising the fund because we are very cash rich, but rather to profile the company and to engage with our stakeholders on PR so that we are able to give assurance to our stakeholders that DXN is a real and elite company for which they can is worthwhile for them to engage with in order to create a long-term value. This is the reason.
Okay, so I'm guessing the main reason is basically to ensure that the DXN brand becomes more prominent and trustworthy, yes, especially among the members that are joining in, right?
Yeah, you are right. We have a lot of competitive edge in terms of vertical production facility, in terms of sustainable direct selling strategies, in terms of scalable business model, in terms of high quality portfolio products. And it's high time we need to profile all this competitive advantage to compete with the top industrial players in the world.
Okay, interesting. And just wondering, are you able to, do you foresee that the company's P&L to recover back to pre-COVID level, or do you expect you guys to perform even better?
Yeah, I think during this exercise, we have done a lot of cleaning up. As a result, because of the one-off expenditure, for instance, provision for tax, for instance, impairment for our asset, which have reduced our profit margin a little, as well as the inflationary pressure. However, once we get listed, I think our company is in a very good platform to take off with better net profit margin.
Okay. And just wondering, I think there's someone, Liu Chua, is asking, is Alfei International of China your main competitor?
Pardon?
is Alpha International of China your main competitor? Is that your
No, not
competitor?
that. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
And could you explain the difference between the Lindsay products of DXN and I think Alpha also has? I think that's another. Do you know that?
Yeah. Yeah. We are not sure how they cultivate and produce their lingzi, but as far as we are concerned, we are very particular in the cultivation and manufacturing of lingzi by using our biotechnology in order to preserve the active ingredient of the lingzi so that it is of the highest efficacy. That is our core value.
Okay. I think there's one very interesting question that came out quite a few times that people are asking, why is it that your main market is in South America and not Asia, you know? So do you want to share why you guys are doing so well in South America so that people will know what is the main driver factor there?
Yeah, I think that go way back in 2005 when we started venturing into Mexico by the introduction of our beverage, fortified food and beverage, coffee. And I think over the years, our products have been seen as innovative, unique, and of high quality at affordable price. That's why it was they were very well accepted by the Latin American countries. And at the same time, we have got a very sustainable direct selling model for which we do not charge entrance fee. We do not charge any annual fee. And yeah, bonus will be earned only on the sales of the product, not on the recruitment. And we don't encourage front loading of inventories. So these are very sustainable. Yeah. And on the operation side, we are very scalable because we use the one world, one market platform. That is to say, we simplify and standardize our operating procedure, our management function, our IT system, so that it can be easily duplicated from country to countries. So from Mexico, we have gone to Peru, then later on to Bolivia, Panama, Colombia, Ecuador.
That's why you're able to expand to so many different countries, lah.
Yes.
I see. Given your exposure in various countries, right? How are you gonna ensure or mitigate your forex risk, for example?
Yeah, actually, we don't have a formal policy to mitigate the risk of foreign exchange. However, our functional currency in each country in terms of revenue always offset with the expenditure spent on those countries. And from time to time, we also do forward contract to hedge against the currencies, for instance, sales in USD or Euro, if we see there could be a possible rise. Yeah. And as you know, sales to overseas are to all our subsidiaries. And therefore, when they buy in Malaysia, for instance, using USD to Malaysia, there will be a gain. To them, it could be a loss. So it's always offset to some extent.
Okay. And I understand just now you said that you sold distributor in Middle East at cost price, right? Any issues with tax authority on transfer pricing issue?
Yeah, not at all. The account are very well audited, and we have 12 external distribution agencies, just like Middle East, not just Middle East. We have 12. And of course, it's sold at cost base, meaning to say we deduct away the marketing cost, the bonus cost, in order for them to do the operation as well as the marketing and pay out the bonus in their countries.
Okay. And just now you talk about the new cultivation plants. How long does it take for a new cultivation plant to be up and running?
Almost like 3 years.
Also 3 years to complete one.
2 to 3 years.
Okay. And could you share in terms of your gearing ratio currently?
0.2.
0.2 lah. This is
Yes.
so once the listing, I noticed that the gross profit, a large chunk will be used to repay the borrowing, right?
Yes. 65% or 80 million will be used to pay for the borrowing of more than 12 months.
So once that happens, your gearing ratio will drop further, right?
Not really much because we are a very cash-rich company.
Yeah.
Of course, it reduces a little.
Okay. And this question relates to this, since you talk about cash risk position, I think is asking whether this cash will be utilized in other areas, for instance, acquisition?
Not for acquisition. It's more for internal development, like setting up the production facilities and some investment in opening up new markets. And of course, a major part also will be paid, or substantial amount will pay as dividends. Even after spending for capex expenditure and dividend every year, we still have a substantial cash left, some 60 to 80 million almost every year.
What's your average, the annual for your capex and your opex?
If you look at the past 3 years, in 2022 is 179 million, in 2021 is 139 million, and way back to 2020 is 159 million. And we expect to continue with that at around 100 million per year.
100, okay. And could you talk a bit on the risk in terms of, if there's a big group of agents or members in the country that goes to another company or another direct selling company, for example, how do you mitigate this risk? How do you tie them up with you guys?
Okay, you talk about the risk of member jumping boat. Actually, our marketing plan is very sustainable in the sense that it is very generous and attractive compared to other company. For instance, in terms of the selling price, we are paying out some 30% as bonus to them in order to retain them. And we also have annual TSI, travel seminar incentive, for those qualifiers to travel every year once free. And we spend another 2 to 4% of the revenue for marketing activity in order to train them to do the business well. So all in all, almost like 35% of the selling price compared to many other companies is in the region of 20 to 30%. Of course, there are some spending that high as well.
All right, that's interesting to note. And given your cash rich position and your high margin and all that, I'm sure a lot of investors are looking at a potential dividend policy. Do you have that in place?
Yeah. We have the policy of paying 30 to 50%.
So 30 to 50% now. Okay.
Yeah, recent years, I think we pay at 50%.
Okay. And could you share a bit on the difference of your Lingzi and Spirulina products compared with other companies or competitors, for example?
Yeah. Very much to do with our vertically integrated production facilities, as well as our biological strength. Because of that, we're able to cultivate and manufacture our own Lingzi and Spirulina. Compared to many other direct selling companies, they are typically trading company, meaning to say they will buy their products from other suppliers without being able to control the cost, the quality, and also the supply chain. DXN is very different from them, and all our products are well certified and accredited by international accreditation quality companies like ISO, GMP, TGA, HACCP, even halal. Yeah, whatever needed, we have, including organic certification from Europe, USA, and Malaysia.
Oh, okay.
My organic.
So all the products that you have, especially the health related products, are all approved by US FDA, right?
Yes. Whichever country that we
You are in.
penetrate, we are required to register and get approval before selling. That is called product registration.
Okay. And could you share like what is the rationale for selling at cost to distributors? I think there was
Selling at cost.
Yeah.
Pardon?
Just how you mentioned selling at cost to your, like, say in Middle East, the third party distributor. What is the rationale for that? Huh?
Oh, they are our external distribution agency.
Yep.
So it's a cost plus structure, not selling at cost. Cost plus structure, meaning a cost plus some profit margin for the company. But of course, taking away those marketing expenses, operation expenses, as well as the bonus to be paid out for members, for them to earn some profit as well.
Okay. Do you have any cornerstone investors as of now?
As of now, due to the constraint of time, we needed to launch the prospectus by end of April, and as well as the validity for the financial up to listing, we do not have the cornerstone investor.
Okay.
But however, we have sufficient demand for our base deal, and we have high visibility on the deal, basing on the indication given by the investor prior to launching.
Okay, that's good to know. And
Yeah.
could you share a bit in terms of, I think we talk a lot on the growth and all that. So could you talk a bit on the risks, in terms of to your business model, especially post-COVID? I think a lot of businesses have seen a lot of different sort of dynamics in terms of their business operation. I'm not so sure about how it affects you guys, whether it's inflation, recession, or is there any other factors that you're more concerned on?
Yeah, the risks, I think, focus more on the competition in terms for the membership, how we recruit them, how we retain them, because they are the key marketeer for our products. Then the second, of course, go to the demand for the product, as well as the regulatory compliance for product registration. And as this industry is highly regulated, compliant with the local law is very, very important. And we have been very well mannered and disciplined in that manners. Of course, there are other secondary risks like currency fluctuation, like some exposure to the supply of materials, as well as, of course, some, say, tax audit and investigation. These are the common risks we face.
Okay. And I noticed one thing that your active members have grown quite a bit over the last 1-2 years. What do you expect this growth to be sustained? And where will the growth be coming from? Is it going to be in your new markets? I noticed a few countries that you're mentioning, Argentina, Brazil and stuff. Or is it going to be from your existing market? Yeah,
I think the growth will mainly come from the existing market, as you can see from the past, even way back in 2011, the growth has been very consistent. And of course, there are also upcoming markets like Morocco in recent years, set up in 2019, now has become the top 5. And in terms of recruitment, I think they are around the top 3. So emerging market can be very fast as well, but most of them come from the existing market, especially Middle East, giving rise to the most number of members. Second will be India. Then third, of course, right now go to Morocco, used to be Peru, then Bolivia. These are the main top few countries having the most number of recruitment, and Malaysia is coming up fast. Malaysia is the number 6.
Okay. And I think there's a question on why is it that DXN is not in China? I mean, given the
Yeah.
market size.
Sooner or later, we'll go into China as well. As you know, direct selling in China is very well controlled by the government, and it needs quite a lot of time and requirement for you to get the license. There are 3 steps needed. The first step is you must have the manufacturing license, which you have already got.
Mhm.
Second, you must have the food supplement license for each and every product that you want to sell. And we have got spirulina already. And last will come the direct selling license. So this process will take almost like easily at least 3 years.
And so do you have any expected timeline when you can go into China? I think that would be very exciting for masters.
This year may not be, next year also not likely. Maybe 2 years after this is possible.
Okay. And
Actually, there could be another way by acquisition of existing company having the direct selling license. That could be a possible option that we can explore.
Okay, but not in the pipeline at this juncture.
We don't have any. It's not easy to come by.
Understand. And do you have any plans to venture into generic drugs manufacturing?
No.
No, right? And
just to emphasize on that, we sell natural active ingredients. Yeah, they are all natural.
And since you talk a bit on the recruitment just now, and of course the growth in your active members, could you share a bit on some of the strategies that you guys have deployed to drive member recruitment?
Yeah, of course. Actually, the one world market philosophy is very powerful, whereby any member who join you can recruit any member in any part of the world. And they are considered as your downline. And as long as they start doing business in any part of the world, they are forever your downline. What does it mean? It simply means that if they do good business, that's also your business. If they sell products, you earn a bonus from them. That is one very, very important element for us to expand so fast throughout the world.
So basically, if I'm in Malaysia, I can recruit someone from India.
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's quite interesting.
You see, most of the company, they are only restricted to one particular country or jurisdiction. Meaning to say how successful you are in Malaysia, for instance, you are at the top ranking, for instance, our account ambassador. But if you go out of Malaysia, even for the same company, you are nobody. But for DXN, if you're account ambassador after, say, 10 years, you walk out of Malaysia, you go into any country where we have our existence, you are recognized as account ambassador. And you don't have to start from zero. That makes a lot of difference.
Okay, true. And just wondering, are your members given any opportunity to subscribe to the IPO as well?
Yes. There's a category offered to them as a person contributing to the success of the company. They make up of 30 million. Yeah. Unless they are qualified. They are mostly the account ambassador, and we have 55 of them throughout the world, as well as the top stockists. Yeah, those who have performed very well. Our member appointed as stock point to sell products, as well as the external distribution agency like the owner of Middle East. Yeah.
Okay. And could you shed on the rationale for the DXN, Cyberview, and Boulder Valley that you talk about just now?
Yeah, that is very important. As I have told you earlier, that in order to compare with the international top key players of the market, we have to elevate ourselves to that position. So offering of lifestyle products has become very important because of the propensity towards the demand for wellness products. So lifestyle product has become very important. That's why we engage in Cyberview as well as Border Ready in order for our members to recognize, engage, and make use of these facilities to do their business. Like for instance, mega event, our 30th anniversary expected to be held here with 10,000 participants. And that will profile the company to the world. That is very important. So we recognize the consumer preference and requirements from time to time.
Okay. I think there are still quite a lot of questions, and I don't think we have enough time to take them all. So I just take this last one. Is DXN in Indonesia and Thailand, given that they are quite a big market, and in terms of population and income group, and how successful or challenges is it to expand into that countries?
Indonesia and Thailand?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, Indonesia, we was there in 1999 and we become very successful. Just that at that time, we were not so well prepared for the direct selling company, and we have not done the foundation well, and the market has collapsed, and it's very hard to come back. Though now there are somewhere around within the 15 number of our DXN. And Thailand, I think in the past used to be the top 10. Of course, the last of the top 10, and the potential is good for us to grow in these two countries.
Okay. All right. I wanted to apologize for those questions that I've not been able to take in. If you really do have any urgent questions that you want to ask, feel free to just send us an email and we will try to get the DXN team to respond to us. Thank you so much for the presentation. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Have a good night. Thank you, Mr. Teoh. Thank you,
Thank you very much. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.